Hello? We share the wisdom of life through books. Please subscribe. Everyone, is the world we live in truly free and equal? The book I will discuss with you today is none other than George Orwell's timeless masterpiece. This book is not just a simple fable. Since its publication in 1945, this story has continuously posed questions about the nature of power and the betrayal of revolution to countless readers around the world, serving as a living warning. Why should we read this? If you want to understand the absurdities of the world we live in today, the corrupt politics, and the power that tramples on the weak, this book is a must-read. It vividly reveals the dark and uncomfortable truths of our human society through the eyes of animals. Now let me tell you the shocking story of how the desperate dream of animals, who sought to escape human domination and create their own country, turned into the worst nightmare. For a moment, forget reality and dive deep into the world inside the fence of. The story begins at Manor Farm, run by Mr. Jones. The animals on this farm suffer from hard labor every day, but they are always short on food and are treated poorly. One day, an old and wise pig named Major gathers all the animals and gives a speech. "Comrades, our miserable lives are solely due to the tyranny of humans. If only there were no humans, we could live freely and abundantly." Old Major inspired the animals to rise up against humans and proclaimed that everyone should create a world of equality, teaching them about the revolutionary beasts of England. This speech ignited the spark of revolution in the hearts of the animals. Although Old Major passed away shortly after, his teachings developed into the philosophy of animalism, led by wise and clever pigs, especially Napoleon and Snowball. Finally, when Mr. Jones and the workers neglected to feed the animals, they could no longer tolerate it and revolted, driving the humans off the farm. This was the beginning of the Animal Farm Revolution. The farm changed its name to Animal Farm, and all the animals were filled with a sense of liberation. On the barn wall, the 7 commandments, which embody the basic spirit of animalism, were written in large letters. Among them, the most important commandments were, 2 legs are bad, 4 legs are good, and all animals are equal. At first, everyone worked together to run the farm. A loyal horse that works devotedly from dawn until late at night. Led by the boxer, the animals produced much more than when humans were around. The pigs took on the leadership role because they believed they were the smartest. In particular, one of the leaders, Snowball, was an active and excellent speaker, and he devised a windmill construction, planned to make the animals' lives more comfortable. However, a power struggle began between Napoleon, who was a key figure in the revolution, and Snowball. While Snowball passionately pushed forward the windmill plan, Napoleon quietly took the puppies away to secretly train them and turn them into his personal soldiers. Few animals noticed this ominous atmosphere. On the fateful Sunday meeting day, just as Snowball was passionately discussing the windmill construction plan, Napoleon suddenly made a strange noise. Then Napoleon's 9 fierce dogs, which he had secretly raised, burst into the meeting room and attacked Snowball, who desperately fled outside the farm and disappeared forever. Napoleon branded Snowball as a traitor and a human Jones's agent, declaring that he had become the sole leader of the farm. From now on, Sunday meetings would be abolished, and all decisions would be made by a small committee of pigs. The cunning pig squealer, Napoleon's right-hand man, justified all of Napoleon's actions with his exceptional eloquence. The pigs gradually started sleeping in beds and monopolizing good food, like milk and apples. Even when they began drinking alcohol, Squealer skillfully and secretly modified the barn's 7 commandments. For example, the phrase, "no animal should sleep on the bed," changed to, "no animal should sleep on a bed with sheets," and "no animal should drink alcohol" was altered to 1, should not drink excessively. The most tragic victim was a loyal racehorse. He dedicated himself to the construction of the windmill, shouting 2 slogans, "I will work harder," and "Comrade Napoleon is always right." He played a pivotal role on the farm by working beyond his share, but ultimately collapsed from overwork. Napoleon told Boxer, "I will have you treated at the human hospital," but in reality, he sold him to the butcher. Squealer appeared to the animals again and lied that Boxer had died peacefully, and the naive animals had no choice but to believe him. The most loyal hero of the revolution has been ruthlessly abandoned by those in power. As time passed, the farm became a perfect dictatorship of pigs. Hunger and hard labor are no different from the times of Mr. Jones, or perhaps even worse. And finally, the 7 commandments written on the barn are condensed into a single sentence. It is simply, all animals are equal. But some animals are more equal than others. Shockingly, the pigs began to walk on 2 legs, wielded whips, and wore human clothes. And in the final scene of the novel, the pigs are enjoying a feast with the humans from the neighboring farm. They complement each other and share ways to efficiently control and exploit the lower animals of this farm. The other animals, who were secretly watching this scene from outside, witness a shocking sight. The pigs and humans were having a card game when they got into a big fight. The animals could no longer distinguish who was a pig and who was a human. The world of freedom and equality they dreamed of after overthrowing the tyrant ultimately ended with the rise of a new tyrant. Dear viewers, the story of Animal Farm ends like this. What does the chilling conclusion, where the pigs in power become exactly like humans, tell us? This book is not just a satire of past dictatorial politics. Power, by its very nature, is prone to corruption, and even the pure ideals of revolution can easily be distorted in the face of the greed and selfishness of a few, which warns us of a timeless truth. What we must keep in mind is the importance of critical thinking. Napoleon's dictatorship was made possible by ignorant and obedient animals, as well as the cunning propagandist Squealer, the indifference that thinks, "just work hard," as instructed, and the silence that does not raise questions, serve as fertilizer for the growth of dictatorship. Who are the pigs in our society right now? Are there those who hold power and secretly change the rules? Or who blind us with pleasant words? Having read, we now have to answer that question ourselves. Do not forget the lesson that true freedom and equality can only be maintained through our constant vigilance, critical thinking, and the courage to act. Please leave a comment on who your most impressive animal was. 1 Napoleon, 2 Squealer, 3 Boxer, 4 other. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.